In a field in Utah, about a half-hour south of Salt Lake City, a massive construction project is wrapping up. When it is completed in a few months, it will be the world's largest repository of digital information. Its owners, the U.S. National Security Agency, the NSA. James Bamford has been writing about the NSA for more than 30 years.
All the information will be stored there, and then people at NSA headquarters or at their different listening posts around the world will be able to dip into it.
It's called the Utah Data Center, sprawling more than 450,000 square meters with its own power plant, water pumping station to cool the servers, and intense security. It's a key part of the NSA strategy. Gather as much information as possible from as many sources as possible and use it to stop terrorist attacks and create strategic advantages over rival countries.
What this is really about is the ability to take a lot of data and learn things that you otherwise can't. And to do that, you need to throw mountains of information at very powerful computers.
Where the data is coming from is what concerns privacy advocates. So if I make a phone call, send a text message, do a Google search on my phone, that's information that could end up at this data center in Utah?
Oh, definitely, any kind of communication.
The NSA declined to provide an on-camera interview, but in a statement says, many unfounded allegations have been made about the planned activities of the data center. One of the biggest misconceptions about NSA is that we are unlawfully listening in on or reading emails of U.S. citizens. This is simply not the case.
Right. Yeah, this is the same agency that said they weren't doing that when they were doing the illegal warrantless wiretapping for 2.5 years. They were lying to the American public then. They're lying to the American public now.
Once collected, the fear is that data stored here could be hacked from outside or leaked by people on the inside.
The only real policy solution is to try to bind ourselves in advance and limit how much data we're collecting and how it's going to be used.
But the NSA is one of the most secretive agencies in the U.S. government, with little oversight from Congress. Even its budget is not publicly released. So what data is stored here and where it came from will likely never be fully known. Critics of the NSA say collecting this much data not only has the potential to invade people's privacy, but may be ineffective at stopping terrorist attacks. Intelligence work, they say, is like finding a needle in a haystack, and collecting this much data is simply adding more hay to the stack.
If you keep adding more electronic hay onto the electronic haystack, you're never going to find that electronic needle. And that's what's needed.
But there's no sign the NSA or intelligence agencies in other countries are slowing down this hunt for data and information. Is this an arms race for data?
Yeah, it's very much an arms race for data.
And this data center in Utah is soon to be the United States' biggest weapon in its information arsenal. Jim Spellman, CCTV, Bluffdale, Utah.